Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka Rgb. Appreciate everyone tuning in this evening. This episode is brought to you by 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, New York. Want to take a quick second and give a shout out to my man Pat at Don't Get Greedy for taking the time earlier in the week to sit down and chop it up for a little bit. Also, don't forget to check out the Gimme Gang Golf. Promo code Rgb 20 for 20% off. They got some dope polos, hats, bunch of golf stuff that you're going to be looking for once this weather warms up a little bit. But tonight, I got sitting here with my co-host Jay. What up, Jay?
Yo, it's good.
What's up, man? And then also sitting in, we got some local 518 guests tonight joining the podcast. We got Evan and Lucas from the Healium Collective. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, you're right. What's going on?
Not much, man. Appreciate you guys coming on. Why don't you take a second and tell the listeners a little bit about yourselves and about your company?
Oh, well, yeah, my name's Evan. We're growers in Glenville, New York. We've been licensed in the hemp division since about 2020. So we worked in hemp, growing hemp, producing our CBD balm, and then ventured into the cannabis space once the licensing opportunity kind of opened up. From there, we've been an AUCC or a conditional cultivator since last November. That would be November 2022.
Yep.
So now we're kind of preparing for our first small batch drop of flower. And yeah, like I said, this is a business partner, Lucas, and we can expand a little bit more on that.
Yeah, this is Lucas. And yeah, we started 2020.
Okay.
It was actually October of 2020. And we all try to forget, but we all remember 2020 with the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know,
times.
yeah. Yeah, so we had, you know, we were kind of slow 2020. You know, my company where I worked full time, we did layoffs and stuff. Now I stayed on, but we did have to lay some people off. And Evan, you know, he was 1099 that year, so he was able to take some time and golf a little more.
Yeah, nice.
So,
nice.
And if you guys remember, during the pandemic, golf was one of the only things that you were allowed to do, right? Because they said it was one of the only organizations that could stay open because of the social distancing.
No carts, remember that? There was no
Yeah.
carts. What a torture that
Funny
was.
story real quick.
Yeah, no
I was golfing with a buddy and it was like 5 feet, you gotta walk. We literally hit our first like tee shots and we were literally like 3 feet
Right
apart
next
from
to
each
each
other.
other.
I was like, what are the
What are
chances
you
of
doing?
that
You stand back 10 feet
happening?
away.
Like a driver in golf and you're 3 feet from
3
your
feet
friend.
away.
But yeah, go ahead.
That's good card golf right
Yeah.
there. So we were out on the golf course, and you know, I mean, Evan's always had a green thumb, you know, so he was just showing us what he had going on, and I'm like, man, like, you know, now's the time. Is there any way you could make this into a business? And he's like, oh, I don't know, you know, New York is a mess, and federally they only have a hemp division, and that's a mess. And you know, we had heard a lot. He's always been plugged into the industry, you know, I mean, for years, better part of a decade, he's been plugged in. So he and I we start BSing, playing golf and having a couple more rounds and you know, throughout the next couple of weeks, towards the tail end of the season, we said, you know what, why don't we just like maybe see, you know, we heard about this, it was the Industrial Hemp Research Pilot Program at the
Okay.
time. So that's, you know, what New York had going on, and at the time it was controlled by the USDA too. There was this power struggle going on between New York State, Department of Ag, and the USDA.
It was taking a while for them to get this thing on
Oh,
the
it
road.
took forever, yeah.
Yeah.
Forever.
What happened was New York State didn't want anything to do with it for a
No, they
while. They
didn't.
actually shirked their responsibilities and said, USDA, you guys deal with it. But then they started seeing dollar signs.
Well, that's
Right.
because California brought in
Yeah.
like
California.
what was their
Oregon.
like? It was like $1 billion
Yeah.
in tax revenue or something. And they were like, all right, well maybe we could actually move this along
Yeah.
a little
And
bit.
then everybody's also going over to Mass and just, you know,
Yeah.
going to this.
So they were losing all that money from people traveling out of state.
Yeah, Mass is back on.
I'll tell you a funny story quick about Mass. So, News Channel 6 does a big thing on all the people from New York going to Massachusetts to go to the dispensary. My first trip ever to the dispensary, I'm standing in line, I'm 2 feet from the door. CBS Albany comes pulling up. I'm like, shit, I don't want to be on camera and all this, you know? I just left a job interview. So I was like, I don't want this company. The guy who just interviewed me sitting there at home tonight watching dinner, and I'm standing in front of the line going to get some pot.
Yo, that's nice.
And I go to the lady, I'm like, yo, you please do not show. She goes, no, we're not going to show anybody this and that. I'm like, luckily she did it. The whole ride home, I'm Googling, I'm refreshing CBS Albany, waiting for the video to pop up. Luckily, nothing happened. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh man.
It's funny how things work out, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So at that time, right? So Cuomo saw dollar signs. While he was still in office, just before he kind of got pushed out, he said Congress fought New York State against the USDA and the federal Congress, and they got the power back.
Mm-hmm.
So we applied with the USDA in October of 2020. We came up with this name, Healium,
Yep.
right? That's the name of our company, Healium, Healium, with the emphasis on healing,
Mm-hmm.
healing and wellness, right? That was that's core principle,
Sure.
core value of our company, right? Is healing and wellness in that space. That's why we're going to maintain some of the CBD products
Yeah.
too as we continue. But anyway, so we had just applied with the USDA. We put together a 67-page business plan with financials and forecasts and market research. We did also market research on the craft brewing industry and how that boomed
Okay.
compared to craft growing, and our expectations and forecasts of what this industry is going to do for the craft growers, right? Premium boutique craft grow. So anywho, and the second we submitted that, and I was talking to USDS on the phone with Washington D.C. and he's like, we just lost the control of this, so you're gonna have to reapply through New York State.
Wow.
Oh, my
So
God.
we're like, all right,
Did you
okay.
copy and paste and then
Yeah,
send it
like,
right
yeah,
over?
the business plan was
Like,
done,
I'm not
you
doing
know,
that
so
again.
that was your
Yeah, so we already had the business plan
It
done.
just was, our first hiccup and our first kind of clue into what this process was going to be like.
Wow.
Yeah, little
And it's in
did,
2022.
little did we know the whole road was gonna be speed bumps,
Yeah.
and it still is, but that's just the way it is, and that's the new.
It's par for the course. was
Yeah,
the
literally.
phrase in this situation.
Yeah, that's for
fine.
sure.
Yeah. So anyway, so we said, all right, well, we're going to keep pushing helium forward. So now Congress went into recess in New York State, so we had to sit for 3 months until they even released any documentation on the New York State Industrial Research Hemp Pilot Program. So we couldn't do really anything other than start working on our genetics. So Evan started putting together a menu of the different genetic strains that we really thought could maybe give us like a nice, variety on the CBD hemp side,
Mhm.
right? We couldn't even touch the THC stuff.
Yeah,
at this
THC
point in
wasn't
time.
even like a thing in
No,
that, really.
So we were like the
But
first
there was
growers.
CBD everywhere,
Yeah.
though.
And that was when like Delta 8 and
Yeah, Delta 8s were
10
huge.
and stuff like that started kind of popping
Yeah.
up. And I'm like, that's really just a way for people to sell weed and like make it kind of look like it's legal. I'm like, that is just weed. Like that's not.
There's no
Delta
difference,
8,
right?
Delta 10, like you can call it what you want, but that was their way
That's
around it.
fucking
Like,
weed. People are getting high as fuck.
yeah, exactly. And they're like, I've heard tons of different stories about people's like dealings with Delta 10 specifically, just like either got them high or didn't get them high or made them feel super weird or.
So that's how I felt. I did I got one of those Wonka bars, and it was a Delta. It was a Delta 9, I think, and a little THC, Delta 9 or whatever. But like my buddy Christian had a lot worse reaction than I did. He was like rubbing. We were driving home from New Jersey. He's rubbing his legs, windows going up and down. I'm like, buddy, you all right over there? And then like I just didn't really. I felt anxious, but not to that.
Dude, the anxiety
Yeah,
when I
that's
eat
right.
edibles, dude, is unreal. I can't.
Oh, dude, I don't do
I'll
edibles
be
like that.
stressed
I
the
can't.
fuck
That's
out.
a
Cause
bigger
I don't
difference
like
between
that.
Delta 9 and like actual.
No, Delta
Right.
9 is the actual weed. Like Delta 8 and Delta 10 are the ways.
I
around
can't
it.
have
Delta 9 is
CBD
the
yet. I don't-
illegal
Right.
cannabinoid, right? Delta 9 is like what's illegal, really. You know what I mean? That's how they were trying to work it around and put these products out that were,
Yeah.
Delta 8. And somebody's more tuned into that than I am, but that was just how it looked to me. You know what I'm saying? If I go into, a smoke shop where, you're buying rigs and stuff like that, and then they're just throwing up carts of
Yeah.
Delta 10 and shit. I'm
Tons
like,
of carts on the wall.
Right.
I'm like, what is this? Like now all of a sudden, just because you moved the number, like you can just sell this shit? Like that's really what's going on right now?
That's crazy.
We had a lot of people asking us at that time, like, "Oh, you're doing like Delta 8, like, and we're like, oh, you Delta 8, Delta 10." That's why we brought it up, and it's like, no, like that's
Yeah.
not what we're doing.
Not
Like
at
this
all.
is no, this
Zero
is,
interest in
no, this is we're growing hemp,
Yeah.
and we simultaneously, and Evan was going into helping the home growers. At that time, there was some loose rules around like how many plants you could grow at home, and you
Right.
couldn't. They eventually refined those rules, right? But he did a lot of consultations, helping people figure out like how to grow, like
to maximize like the small space you're dealing with.
Exactly, and don't-
small pen or closet or basement or whatever.
Yeah, and we used that time like early 2021, all call it all of 2021 to dig into the farmers market vibe, right? We had a lot of these pop up, I don't call them gray markets.
Yeah.
These were private events, right? You could go to, and we were selling CBD products, and we were trying to sell.
flipping seeds.
Yeah, seeds and clones.
Yeah.
And Evan had like 3 genetics projects
That's
at a
what I
time going on. He made a whole bunch of different CBD genetics crosses. Like there was quite a few things we had going on. We were the only people in New York State that had mountain mango, or even like Rewind. We were probably one of the
Yeah,
people
which
with
is-
a cherry wine cross Rewind.
Hemp genetics he's talking about.
Yeah, hemp genetics. So as far as infrastructure goes, right, this was kind of 2021 into 2022 was like a pivotal time for us to figure out, okay, what is in our wheelhouse and really
Right.
what's in his wheelhouse, because he's our CGO and not just chief growth officer. I mean, growing the business, but the grow. We
Right.
thought it's kind of cheeky, right? It's a good title.
It's
But like,
perfect.
what's in our wheelhouse? What can we do so when THC, right, real cannabis, comes about, we know what we can hit the ground with, like what we can
Okay.
run with, because there's so many different directions you can go, right? And we've
Oh,
seen
for
so
sure.
many people get think they can do everything and then sink. Like we've known a lot of people that started at the same time as us that aren't around
Right.
anymore. And other people who started after us that aren't around. So it's just that's kind of the trajectory we started with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, a lot of that was working into the thought process of like when the market opened up, right? Like a lot of people who are going to dispensaries aren't like everyday smokers. You know?
Right,
So,
it's-
like most
yeah.
people who go in there, not to say they don't really know what they're looking at, but like they just haven't had, they just don't indulge as,
Right,
as
and
often
they're
as
and
some-
they feel confident walking into a dispensary opposed to buying something off of the
Oh, yeah.
street,
Yeah.
knowing that what they're getting. So like when I go in there, I always see a lot of, I'm like one of the younger people in there, and I'm 40 years old. It's mostly people in their 60s, 50s, 60s running around there getting their edibles. Oh, I need this to sleep or whatever they're doing. So it's not really like a young crowd going into a lot of these dispensaries either.
so we had that going for us, is that like I'm what you call more like an inexperienced, I'm less informed of a consumer of
Okay.
cannabis product, and Evan's the other
It's
side.
like you call them like a weekend smoker, right?
Yeah,
Or like,
weekend
yeah,
one,
like
yeah,
occasional
yeah.
late
Yeah.
night,
Casual
not like
smoker,
every
yeah.
weekend, but like
Yeah.
every other Saturday,
Right.
not like there's a schedule to
Right.
it, just like when he's feeling it. But
So every time we're approached with like we creep upon, a business decision we gotta make, or like let's say a product lineup decision, we have both perspectives.
Yep.
When we look at it, he'd be like, oh, this would be good. I'm like, I wouldn't smoke that.
Yeah, right.
I probably wouldn't want like oils, or like I wouldn't know what to do with
Right,
oils.
yeah.
Like, or
and
with,
I'd be like, I know you don't want this.
or like rosin, like I wouldn't know what to do with
No,
that.
no.
Like I don't know.
I have no
You know?
clue.
Flour's the best.
That's the
Yeah.
way to
There,
go.
I go in waves with that.
Flour's
Like,
the
I'm
best.
all about flour like right now, and I'll just have a wave where like I want to just take dabs.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
do it that way, and I kind of go back and forth with that. But anyway, just kind of like circle back to where we're at, like with the consumer, like knowing what I thought the consumer base was going to be, right? When they initially opened up, a lot of like what our projects were CBD THC crosses, right? So you could kind of lower that THC percentage,
Uh-huh.
but also provide like those CBD kind of benefits. Like CBD is, said to be like kind of a cannabinoid that like oils your joints, right? Like gives you a little bit more,
like a lubricant.
yeah, almost
Okay.
like helps out with like joint pain and things like that. CBD is more like relaxing, inflammation kind of related. CBN can be like more like nighttime kind of.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that, but I think that.
Yeah, and CBA too, right?
Yeah. So like trying to mix that in a way where somebody, maybe like a weekend warrior, if you will,
Mhm.
or even somebody less experienced, right? Somebody who really hasn't smoked since like brickweed. You know what I mean? Like somebody
Yeah.
who like smokes and shit was like,
Yeah,
dude,
fairway.
this,
That's fairway Mike.
this is
With
terrible.
the seeds
like, I'm
and
never
shit.
smoking
Yeah,
this
yo,
shit
remember
again.
that shit?
That's
bro?
fairway Mike though. Think about him. We got this guy golfs with us. He's like 70.
Okay.
He was a truck driver for 35 years. Well, he's retired now,
Yeah.
and he's out there playing golf with us all the time. So he's always like, "Let me hit that, man," and then he'll go to take it. I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And then one day he's like, "Let me hit that," and he actually took it. And
Okay.
like the three of us playing were like, "Did he really just hit that?" Like we were all caught so off guard. But like the last time he smoked was probably some 70s brick weed, some dirt weed. Now he takes a couple puffs and he's all
He's
fucked
lit,
up and he
right?
can't even hit the
Yeah,
golf
it's
ball
all
anymore.
lit.
But that's not uncommon. Like at a lot of it's so funny, right? We went down. We did the Cherry Arts. There's a Cherry Arts Cherry Arts Center, right?
Yeah, it's
Down in
fun,
Binghamton.
it's fun.
Yeah, and that was was it Finger Lakes Cannon? Yeah,
Cannon Market, yeah.
Finger Lakes Cannon Market. They put that on. And really great people, and they were right at the very beginning of like trying to get like I guess you want to call it like informing consumers of what's going to be coming in the next couple of years. These private events, right? So we went then to Cherry Arts down in Binghamton. We set up a booth, and we had like we had plants, we had seeds, we had like nobody could sell balms, but nobody could sell bud at that time. You couldn't sell bud, you couldn't sell pre-rolls, nothing like that.
Okay.
And
you weren't supposed to, but
yes.
Yeah, obviously.
And there was a line, and it's sleeting out. It is sleeting out. There's a line out the door, through the parking lot to the hotel next door. I swear to God, the line was that long, and it wasn't your normal, like, the demographic you'd think. It was 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds.
So you could see any type
The older
of
heads.
person
They were
reality, but yeah, it was
There were
definitely-
older people.
yeah.
There was one woman who came to our booth with her granddaughter, and they're chopping it up with us, and they're both so enthusiastic for different reasons with different perspectives. And boy, it was incredible to see. We met so many people that day, and that really helped us. And like we had just started the gram then, and like we're not like doing we got like just under 1,000 followers right now, but that was really nice to get a lot of support and people just asking questions, and they were picking his brain.
I
Like
think there's people that definitely were excited.
Oh yeah.
That never really been excited before because they didn't want to like sneak around the bushes to get the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the whole
So when
thing.
they started finding out that what was coming, they'd go up to you guys and they probably had lots of questions.
Oh, you could see like somebody was like ready to talk about some shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like it's the same thing with me. Like when I first started, like I started growing. Actually, oddly enough, in Troy. Like I started growing. I used to live in like College City or College Hill.
Okay.
apartments, right?
Yeah.
So I had like just got a random bag seed, right? And like this was 2012.
Okay.
I said maybe like 2011, and I just like put it in a closet, right, with a fucking CFL like fluorescent bulb in that bitch, and I was like putting aluminum foil on.
That's what I was gonna say. Taping it to the
And I'm
walls
like
and
thinking
shit.
I'm fucking, a savant in here. I'm thinking I'm
Walter
like,
White over
I'm
here.
like,
This
fucking
fucking light
together
bulb.
here, bro.
This is the first step to $1 million.
Yeah, right here.
That would make you Jesse.
And this shit grew like, fucking not even a foot tall, right? And it's like, it flowered and shit, but, having never grown and never really, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I've like been doing it, you know what I mean, at this point. But like looking at it, I harvested way too early, man. Like white hairs and shit on there, and like dumb early. It wasn't even like smokable, but it was like one of the proudest moments.
Yeah,
right?
like
You
I
feel
did
like,
it.
It's like, yo, I did this shit, right? I grew this
I
shit,
did it.
not knowing how horrible what I had done and how early I had cut it was. But that was kind of like just to bring like
Back
full
to Cherry
circle.
Arts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but like so I could see, with those type of people where it's like I did a lot of shit wrong growing, right? First, right?
Oh,
That's how
absolutely. That's how you learn.
it's how like in pretty much anything you can think of, really. You like fuck it up 15 different ways, and then you find out how to not fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Then you grow from there, type of shit. So yeah, like everybody, I could tell like when somebody like whether it was like the questions they were asking kind of thing, where they were just ready to like talk about some shit.
Right.
They've been growing for a while and been trying
Trying to do it.
yeah, and never had that ability, because like when I would go to the Saratoga Hydro, like shout out Saratoga Hydro, that's like been a place I've gone to since then, you know what I mean? And I go there having to be like, I'm growing a tomato plant or some shit
Right,
like
and
that.
they know exactly what the hell you're
Exactly,
going.
yeah.
They've been
And
fantastic,
you
by
can-
the way. They've been great.
You can
Saratoga
tell
Hydro.
just by the look. They're like, okay, motherfucker, you growing a
You
tomato
know
plant,
exactly.
like my ass, but yeah, no, and I've been going there ever since. Like I got a good relationship with those guys over there. Chris and Jeff are like the main. Chris owns it. Jeff's been somebody who I've kind of like bounced stuff off of for years and years, kind of going over there as I purchase stuff.
And one of the things I picked up from Evan at that Cherry Arts Festival is that trust and reputation matters so much especially on the consultation side, but like just when you're building the brand out. I know this, I got a company with my family, like I know reputation matters and all, but like there were people like walking up to us. We brought 80 clones with us that day because we have a nursery license too. We got simultaneously, we got a nursery license because at the time there was no hemp nursery license, and there still isn't really a good
No, they're still trying to.
there's still no nursery
for
license with
another
ABCCs.
that they can charge.
So, but anywho, so we still maintain a nursery license. We're a certified New York State Department of Agriculture nursery, right? We have that license.
So what is did that start when people could start having plants in their house?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So that
That
started
was-
around that time?
Well, that was our first.
Was that our first license?
no, not our first license. I'm just saying, like, that was our first time with the clone. Like, seeing how, like, crazy a clone
Yeah.
rush and people, like, wanting plants
Well,
because of that reason.
so
Yeah, so because they could just have them in their house now.
Oh my!
We
so
brought
we
started
80.
going nuts.
Yeah, we brought 80, and
Still 76.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
yeah,
damn
dude,
near
if
every
you can have,
single
if you have
one.
two
Oh, shit.
family members, you can have 12 plants.
Yeah.
Like, give me 12
Yeah.
plants.
Fuck it, like I'm putting one here, I'm putting,
Yeah.
I'm putting 3 here, I'm putting 3
But
there.
what did we do though that I learned from you? Don't sell somebody a plant that they are not ready to take care of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like people get
Different
no,
levels for different
they'd be like,
plants.
I'll buy
But
it.
like I've you know I want to grow a plant. I've never grown anything in my life, and I'm like, all right, out of respect, I can't sentence this plant to death. You know? Like,
Right.
if you want to do this, here's the way you can do it. If you don't want to put that kind of like, you know, because you get it's just same with everything again. Like you can go to cliches and weed a lot. Like you get out what you put into it.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
If you want to put the time in and spend a little bit on nutrients, you can grow some good shit and like have it for yourself. If you don't really care, if you're cool with like BC grade bud,
Right.
you can, not really do much as long as you're hitting like certain.
The biggest factor though, like that I would ask people, invariably, like, do you have an environment? Do you have a tent and a light at least?
Do
And-
not set
and-
this in the window.
so some of them
Don't
would be
put
like,
this in your closet with aluminum foil.
believe it or not, most people though they want to put it in their window, like just
Yeah.
like put it by the window.
Yeah.
Like, like I'd love
No.
to take your money. You really shouldn't take this plant home today. Call us.
Right.
Call us if you want to know the
Tell you
size
what
10.
tent,
Yeah, Evan will tell you what
Light.
exactly right,
Light
and then you
So
get
what
all that
about
stuff.
those,
We'll meet you and we'll drop off a clone.
Or those like pre-set-up tanks that are online that are like always sponsored. Are those like any good? It's like a little
Well,
tent.
there's
It's
a lot
got
of
some
options.
lights. It's
Honestly,
like
a lot-
$500, $600.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff though, like you can kind of like
Is it junk?
you can piecemeal it and get it for
Cheaper?
or like do it. They're just generic setups, right? So like, yeah, you can make some shit work with that for sure. They have definitely all the elements that you would need.
Yeah, I
But
look
you
at
could
them, I'm like,
probably-
man, do I want to spend that money? I don't know if it's any good or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, if you get a 4x4, even like a 2x2 tent, you throw like 2 plants in that,
Yeah.
and like you could grow a decent. All right, so let's go to like a real example because I couldn't tell you exactly off the top of my head, but Paul, like our good buddy who we golf with a lot, he's he likes to say he's the best golfer in the group, but
He
I would
is.
talk shit about
No,
him.
he's
Is he
like,
nasty?
So,
he-
no, he's good.
He's good. Yeah.
What's that? What's that? What's good?
300 plus off the
Mid-80s,
tee.
mid-80s.
Yeah, he's mid 80s, mid low 80s on good.
Everybody
days.
always has different.
No,
Like,
no, I love
yo,
that
this
guy.
guy,
That's-
this
that's
guy's
he always
nasty
asks
at
that
golf. I'm like,
question.
well, what is he shooting? Like, oh, like 80. I'm like, well,
No,
somebody
he's
might
like-
not. Somebody else might say that guy's not
he's
that good.
Yeah, he's
For
like
us,
a
he's a-
10,
For us, the regular guy, he's a good golfer.
He's like between a 9 and 11
Nice.
handy.
That's good.
His,
Yeah. 9 to
his
11.
technical
Lucky
handicap
if I
is
break
6.
100.
He's a
Six.
16. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a bad.
Everybody
Yeah,
starts
I
there
know.
trying to break
His
100.
gin handicap, yeah, 6.
Anyway, when people aren't watching.
That's how it always goes. Oh man, I was by
Yeah.
myself. Man, you should have seen this round, dude. I had
We-
like 4
We
birdies.
just
I
text
was
from
like
him at like 5:30
77.
a.m., like 6 a.m. He's like, oh, I just hit the bit. Like, oh.
Exactly. Everybody's got one of those friends.
Dude, I was at the country club. A kid that we played with, somehow miraculously, he shot the best round of his life by
By
himself.
himself, right.
And like he shot like maybe like a mid 70 or something. But every time he played with us, it was like low 80
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
I just want to break 100. That's my goal this season.
Pull
You
the
can do
back,
it.
Pull the
It's
back
easy.
on not to divulge more on Paul's trash golf.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't break 100 though right away either, so
yeah, it takes time.
it is what it is. You gotta put a little bit of effort in.
So
this
Paul.
dude had never grown shit in his life. Like
Mhm.
he has not grown anything ever. And he was like, kind of saw what we were doing, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna grab some seeds. Can you tell me what to get? So I was like, okay, get this, get some silica right to start, get some like a grow A, a grow B, bloom, all that. So
Yeah.
he went with like some pH perfect stuff that you can just mix and don't even need to worry about pH in the water, and like it works. He grows some shit. He's got 4 plants in a 4x4, and he's gotta get like at least a couple ounces off that every time.
Right.
And he's
Yeah,
still like
nice.
trying to figure it
So
out.
And his,
good.
and his
Right.
plants look good.
Oh,
They look
yeah,
really
he's,
nice.
He's
He'd
only
never grown
grown 2
before.
times, and he's like the second time was significantly better. You can just kind of see like that he kind of figured out like, oh, I got to do a little bit of shit.
Right, you gotta
I
put a
do
little effort
bit of
into it.
something.
But you can tell like he's taking pride now
Oh,
in
yeah,
what
now
he's
he's
doing.
like,
Right.
he'll just do that. And like, think about it. If you're not spending, even if you're getting like 200 an ounce somewhere,
Right.
you know what I mean,
Right.
some decent stuff.
Sure.
you grow like 4 or 5 ounces, that's a quick $1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that you're not spending out. So, you know, your
Right.
$500 tent kit,
You're saving that
you're
much
gonna,
money.
you're gonna make that money right back. Yeah,
Right.
you might get a little.
And some maybe.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're doing it 2, 3, you know, if you're really pushing it, you know, maybe 4 or 5 times in a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Do you go
that's
now,
fucking
like,
smooth.
with what you guys started with? Do you go like with the autoflower seed, or you go right from a
No.
clone, or
No,
what do
we
you guys
do. We're off like photo period. That's you know, basically you have to change the light cycle for it to flower.
Okay.
So you know, vegetative state's 18 hours of light, 6 hours of dark. Flower to you know induce flowering and continue flowering is 12 to 1.
Yeah, that's okay.
Light,
Old
12
school,
dark.
yeah.
So yeah, we're actually doing a project with Joe from
New York Auto
Flowers
Flowers,
right now, where we're trying to like shorten a photo period's flower time
Uh-huh.
by crossing it to like he's got an F6 generation autoflower, right? And they were trying to like find a way to make it so we can shorten our flower time by like maybe a couple days even, and still have that photo period vibe where we can like veg it to the certain height we want it and then flip it into flower.
Okay.
But no, like autoflowers are cool though. I mean, definitely for like outdoors.
I never even heard of that until I met up with him. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows his shit. He
And
definitely.
it was actually like you guys were talking about earlier, like, going to like a random fair or someone that would, have the
Yeah.
cannabis CBD thing in there. And I was walking through the Columbia County Fair,
Okay.
and I got lost going to look for my car, and I seen like a banner with a fucking cannabis flag. So I walked over and had a conversation. That's how I even linked up with him. Just
Oh,
by
that was
accident.
very
Oh,
well.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That was by accident, literally. And I seen it, and I was like, and I just started this podcast maybe like 3 weeks prior.
And Joe's a good guy.
And I just
I went
went
to
up and had the
school with his
conversation.
brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
like oddly enough, but he was like a couple years older.
It was so funny. Years and years ago, I bought his old Jeep Cherokee, and I didn't even know him.
And so
I
it
didn't
works
know
out.
him. It's so funny. Then we met up with him again. We fell into because of the industry,
Yep.
and he's just such a good dude.
Yeah.
He's opening the store. He just opened the
Yeah,
store.
he's open now on 34 J Street.
Yeah, he just opened. Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, dude. Like, especially even with the golf thing, dude. They got a tournament there.
Yeah.
Coming up in July. We're still trying to nail down if it's a weekday or a weekend event.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm
So
taking
we're
that day
trying
off.
to figure out what
Yeah.
day because he's got the long drive, dude, coming out.
Yeah, I
like,
seen that
he's
Corey
really-
something. I can't remember the name right now.
Yeah, I can't off the top of my head, but yeah, he's doing, he's doing things.
He's
up
making
there.
moves, yeah. He's making moves.
To put a store, to like really like be out there and put a store up like that,
Yeah.
like that. I thought that was dope.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you first said that, I was like, that is.
And
that's
location
fucking
is
cool.
really good.
And you're the one of one, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no other like seed shops in anywhere. Like, you can go to the hydro stores and probably
Sure.
get some seeds,
Sure.
but not like some unique stuff. That's like
Some
I thought that
local
was
stuff.
dope. And he's actually got grow equipment too. So like, and he's somebody I would definitely recommend for people like starting out and do it because I almost would recommend like an autoflower for a new grower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a feminized autoflower, because you don't have to worry
You
about
just leave it
light
alone.
cycle. Like, you can just put your lights on 24 hours a day. You don't need to worry about anything. It's going to be done.
That's
In
so crazy.
100 days, 120 days,
So
depending
crazy.
on it. But yeah, it's great. I can't remember. I've been growing photos for like ever because I just never really got into autos. And like, when they first came out with autos, they were a little suspect. Like, you just
Yeah.
didn't really know what you're gonna get. But yeah, I mean, like he's. I think what he's doing over there is cool, and the fact that he got that he's pretty much been doing the heavy lifting on all the turning stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I feel like he's
absolutely.
gotten a lot done. So
Yeah, I reached out to him a couple weeks. I'm like, dude, what do you need me to do? He's like, I just need you to maybe help me get a couple guys, get some golfers and this and that. And with the guys we play and a couple connections we got, I mean, I got like 25, 30 guys
yeah,
ready to go.
We're
Right?
playing in that,
a
right?
third of a tournament.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
We playing in that?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just the problem is like with some of the sponsorship, like it's tough. You guys probably come across like getting people to get behind the cannabis
Yeah,
stuff.
put their logo and stuff.
Yeah, like the logo, like even with my logo. So a clothing guy had on early in the podcast. He's a college kid, so I get it. Like, he's a college golfer and shit, so
Okay.
he doesn't want my
Yeah.
my logo on the back. Totally understandable. But it's like,
yeah,
you know,
you're coming up to the TV.
Yeah,
you get it,
right.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, he doesn't really want it associated with his brand as
Yeah.
well. So like, is there other brands or like is there other things that I'm missing opportunities on because I got a golf ball smoking a joint as a logo kind of thing? You know what I mean?
I mean, that's true to the brand. You know what I mean? You
Right,
don't
that's what
wanna-
I'm saying. So I'm kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going all in with it.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
my mindset.
at a
What group
certain
of
point,
golfers is
it's
going
turning
out there and not smoking weed? Like, what are you fucking doing out there?
It's
You have a couple beers, like, bro, I had a fucking
dude.
joint with them couple
some people are out
beers.
there pulling out like
Yeah, put
bottles
that
of
PBR
bourbon
down.
and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I've
Or a
seen
lot
some
worse,
random people
yeah.
out there pull out bowls and shit. Like
Yeah.
everybody's
Well,
out there smoking.
the
I'm trying to
funny-
act like you're not
Yeah,
fucking
the
out
funny
there
part
smoking.
is though, the funny part is the ones you get looked at the weirdest look from are the dudes who are pulling out the bourbon, like the bottles of bourbon,
Bottles
and
of
it's like,
liquor.
you are getting turned up out here. And I can't hit like a bowl pack or
Right.
Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
I'm
on
being,
this, like,
I'm being
third Jackie
judged out here
Coke
because I
or-
smoke a
Yep.
bowl. Like, get out of here.
Mhm.
That's a crazy thing. Now, this is the cowboy lemonade we're
Yeah.
smoking right now.
Yeah.
That tastes really good.
Yo,
Yeah, so-
smell that joint.
So that's the
I know.
award winning.
That's what I was just-
We won that
Yep.
big trophy down there. And
What
yeah,
was that, you guys? It was the cannabis cup? Something
yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
holiday
it was
People's
the
Choice
yeah,
holiday cannabis cup.
yeah, exactly, something like that. It actually says on the back
Yeah, on the side of the
yeah, inside the container here.
Gotcha. It's probably, I'm on the other side. Of course. The People's Choice Holiday Cannabis Cup, first place winner for the flower. Cowboy Lemonade, it's a hybrid.
Yeah, we just had that tested just over 24.1% THC. That's a first run, so
First batch,
yeah,
man,
first
I'm
batch.
keeping that. That's a collector's item.
yeah, you
one
should.
of about like 170.
One of 170. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we weren't
That's
into
what
it.
it is.
Number one is always worth the most money.
Yeah, there you go. No, we gotta sign it. That's what we gotta do.
True.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
put our
they
signatures
took
on there.
the tamper seal off it, so that ruined all.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
You
Yep.
think I was gonna let that sit in there? I seen those pictures on Instagram.
I need to check.
I messaged you. You guys had a video up. I feel like the music you should have when you open up the door to the place. Hallelujah. You know what I
See,
mean?
that's what a lot of people think when they walk in there.
It's so cool.
You know, it's funny to circle back to what we were talking about actually about like the older generation, like coming back into the industry, right?
Yeah.
I would have thought, and like maybe once or twice, but hardly ever. I would have thought there would have been like a little resent from like the older generation. Be like, you assholes, like you guys get to do this legally. We got arrested. We had to hide it. We had to like smuggle like marijuana, like you know, like
Did they though?
yeah,
I
like
mean, you're at Woodstock and everybody's just fucking doing drugs and shit. Like these guys, they really care about weed and like the 60s.
and like even my carpenter Mike, right? He's almost 60. And he's talking about like we used to like I was trimming up some bud down back, and he's like, this stuff you have on the floor. He's like, we would have smoked that. He's like, you guys are throwing this away, and like. But back to there's no resent at all. It's just excitement,
Yeah.
genuine excitement
It
from
really
that
is.
generation. Just the boom,
Bro, they
the
smoke
boomers
garbage,
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Although-
leaves, bro. Like garbage.
yeah. Although like I don't think that like when they see this stuff like this, they're like, we didn't have anything that looked like this
Right.
back then. Like you know what I mean?
Not
Like
even
this stuff is
close.
caked, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like it looked like string, bro. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't.
It was,
No.
it
It
was
wasn't even
terrible.
looking like.
It looked like tobacco.
They're confused now looking at it too.
Yeah. Another exciting one we got coming out in a limited batch from last year's harvest is our Acapulco Gold Golden Gem Cross. That's a sativa leaner. Yeah.
That's a
That-
golf course smoke.
That's a
Yeah,
golf.
it's like-
So like you know how like I'm like not much of a smoker. I smoke once in a while. That's a J I can smoke.
An upper?
Yeah, it is. It's like a sativa leaner. It's solid. Like we haven't had that one
I
tested
wouldn't even
yet.
call it a leaner. It's a
It's
sativa.
sativa.
Like you,
Yeah.
it's like bright. Like feels like the lights are brighter.
Let's
you know
enjoy
what I'm
the
saying?
Yeah,
fucking
No.
and
day.
it smells.
It's like tropical smell.
Oh, it smells like a
coconut.
pina colada. So
Yeah,
it's like
pina
oh, it
colada
smells
kind of
delicious
thing.
when you smell it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
so that one's. I don't know what we're gonna be like.
We're gonna be dropping that as a pre-rolled only. That's gonna come out as a king size 2 pre-rolled only.
Okay.
2 gram.
1.5. 1.5. Yeah, and I don't know when those are gonna come out. Maybe a month or two. Because we already have those. Those are gonna pass the COA for sure. So those are gonna be good. We just have to roll them up and get them out there. Yeah. So
That's so dope.
yeah, and that one is gonna be that's gonna be under a Healium brand. For us, which is going to be really great. So we're excited to get that one out there too. That way, there's not too much of a gap between dropping the Cowboy
Yeah.
and then getting to the next Cowboy run in July.
Yeah, so it seems like really with you guys, you kind of keep, especially since like you started because of COVID and everything, keep it a couple steps ahead of the next move in order to stay on track.
Yeah, trying. I mean, that kind of there was kind of a hiccup with that because of the whole transition with the AUCC. Like our whole
yeah.
business plan, right? You mentioned earlier
Mhm.
was solely based around that we're going to be an indoor grow, like we were in the hemp division, what we were approved for in the hemp division, that we were going to grow inside, right? And like growing in a building requires outfitting and
Yeah.
upgrades and
Yeah.
stuff like that, especially when you're continuing to grow on scale. So we got the AUCC in November, and we're like, okay, sweet, let's go, let's hit the ground running, let's fill as much stuff as we can. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, put together a nice genetics lineup. He did.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then they're like, oh, by the way, you can only grow outside with this, like, or have a mixed light facility, right? So either have a greenhouse
Or have millions of dollars.
or have outdoor
Right.
setup, right? Which to properly do either one of those things costs money. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
real money.
Yeah.
So then we have to shift, and I'm like, okay, all these plants I just had ready to go inside, now I need to put them outside. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we did like 75 outdoor 25 gallon pots. Dude, it was me filling up 25 gallon pots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I make it seem like it was just me. You were involved. But like a lot of it was
Actually, I filled the pots.
backbreaking.
Yeah, I did with the Kubota. I would bring over all the
Dude,
soil.
filling pots outside and it's just not fun.
Especially
that
when
is
you're mixing them, because we were
Yeah.
going back and forth between the mold preventative cocoa
Yep.
and the other grow medium, right? We had the two different versions. We do
BX,
half bag,
the
half bag.
fungicide.
Yeah, that was something. But
Yeah,
yeah, so
so-
like
To try to get all that set up outside, you know what I mean? To
Yeah.
completely transition from our
You
indoor
think that's something they
growth.
would like tell you, like
Right.
before you
So-
put like 100 plants
Yeah,
inside?
you guys want to hear like the messed up part is like we had been a hemp grower, we had submit all of our reports, and like by the way, this is not like event sesh. Like we're super happy. New York was progressive enough.
Yeah.
I'll say
Right.
that to get
Yeah, we
ahead
have an
of
opportunity,
get
it's cool.
to give people the opportunities to get out there. But there were some things during, and there still are some transitionary things that are difficult.
Sure.
And when we got approved for that AUCC license, we're like, all right, we're good. We can,
Right.
like, we got the lineup. Let's start. Let's get the
Yeah.
plants going. Let's get moving. This is in November, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't grow outside, like in the winter and the spring.
Right.
So we start getting moving, and then we submit our first report of the lineup we're going to be growing, and they go, oh, those look like THC, and I said they are THC
Yeah,
because
got
we just
approved
got
to grow.
approved as an AUCC
Right.
grower. They said, well, you're a hemp grower, and we're gonna start talking about federal indictments. We're gonna be there tomorrow. There better not be
Site
any THC.
inspector.
Site, yeah.
To pull
What
up.
the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Because
So
of that.
No way.
seriously.
Shit.
So a long night of prep and a lot of other bull crap we had to go through is we were fine. Site inspector popped through and we talked to him and he gave us a lot of advice and stuff. But like, talk about a heart attack. Here we're about to jump for joy. Like we were
We
approved.
just-
Like
You're about to go
got-
do Fed time,
we
bro.
Just got the license. I'm saying like within a week or two.
it was less than a week.
Yeah.
It was literally less than the span of a week.
And then
We got our license. We're one of the few people who get to grow cannabis in New York, brand new emerging
300
market.
maybe.
We've worked so hard. It's been 2.5 years. No, we haven't
Of
made a
making-
dollar.
of making,
Like,
no money.
we've made no money.
Right.
Just
You know,
electric bills.
we've been
and-
outfitting a $250,000
seeds and
facility,
all that.
like slowly, just bootstrapping.
Yeah.
And here we are. They're talking federal indictments. I'm like, what? Like we got 3 licenses on the wall.
Because
Like,
we're
what
trying
do
to
you
be
mean?
transparent and tell them what's up.
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
you're doing
tell
it,
them
trying to do it the
exactly
right
Yeah.
way.
So
right.
so what ended up happening was you can't grow hemp in the same building as cannabis.
Yeah, or the
you
same
you can't
grow
use
or-
the same
right.
dry room. You can't use the same nursery.
No.
You can't use the same raised bed. You can't have
Did they not send
anywhere-
you a fucking pamphlet?
And that's really just probably for
Like,
purposes
when you get
of
these, you
bullshit.
can't do this. Like,
the
they just
thing
let you
was
wing
The
it.
hemp division and the OCM said
They were
said
separate at the
talked,
Yes.
but they're not. They weren't this like together.
They've
were not
they've
in,
since
like,
merged, right?
They're
Like,
not in
they've since-
what's the word for like synergistic.
Yeah, synergistic,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like they were not together.
They were not
Right.
simpatico.
Things.
Yeah.
So it was like, we're trying to be transparent to this license that we had, and then that's about to, fuck everything up.
Right,
It's like
right.
Yeah,
the
and-
wildest chain of
That's-
events.
Yeah, and we approached this thing from the start because we have businesses and families and stuff going on. Like we said from the start, we're going to be as transparent as possible.
Right.
We're going to follow up with questions. We sent emails in that we still
That-
haven't gotten
no
responses
responses
to. Like,
Just
you know what I mean?
try to-
Like,
try
Those
to-
things are at the bottom now.
100%.
But
Try to
you're never
figure
getting
out
responded
what we
to
could
that.
do, what we couldn't
to
do,
avoid
to-
situations like that,
Right.
where they're like federal indictment. What? Like,
Right, I shit my pants. Shit.
You want to do Fed time.
yeah.
So
So
you might be a little bit nicer, but
how crazy would that be? Like, you just got licensed for growing weed, and then you got a federal weed charge. How does that?
and,
it's
and,
like,
and the
what?
even crazier part is, it was part of it. It was part of it. I don't know if it's still going. I think it is the seeding opportunity program, right? You guys heard that before. All of these new licenses were part of the seeding opportunity program, where 50% of the licenses would go to
That's
people
right.
previously incarcerated
Yeah,
or
yes, yeah,
or
yeah.
So it's part of seeding opportunity. But you're talking about federal indictments and you know throwing people in prison. But this is part of the program for people who were wrongfully incriminated for marijuana
Yeah,
charges.
so
Right.
It's like the
And then
most
deny them the
ridiculous.
fucking
So
wildest
shit.
collision of things, right?
Yeah.
That's so
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's been like I said, the road of it's mostly speed bumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're still moving forward, but it's just not
Oh,
not
I mean,
comfortable.
just
you know?
this drop alone, I mean, honestly, is pretty sick. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like actually getting whatever size batch it is, you know what I mean? Like we're getting some quality stuff to the market
Yeah.
in the quantity that we can provide at this time, given all the given all the obstacles that we've kind
I
of.
mean, this looks, smells fantastic, looks great.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a great taste.
Gonna
Great.
smoke like a little half of those dog walkers, and I'll be like pretty good for a while. I'm like,
Yeah,
Dog walkers, I like that.
The next time we get those out too, they're gonna have much more of like a hand trimmed kind of like look to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got a lot of now. This is our first drop. We have a lot more quality control measures in place now. Like moving forward, we know what we're gonna be able to
Oh,
do.
it's only gonna
we're
get.
not also like with that. It's because we weren't in the middle of building out, right? We're trying to like maneuver and build like outlets. And,
Yeah, our carpenters are in
just different
every week.
stuff,
Every weekend,
yeah,
Mike
that
said.
we've had to like work around too. So
Yep.
but now
Crystals
we
and shit
kinda-
on that are crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great
It's
one.
really good.
Yeah, and I like it too because even though it's like it's an indica leaning hybrid, right? Like it doesn't for me. If I smoke it right, it doesn't plant me. Like I'm alright, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
and you guys know like I'm a sativa leaner. Like that's the way I like to be on the sativa side, productive side, upper kind of side.
Mhm.
And as an indica leaner, that one's still solid, like
Yeah.
for me. So I think that's why people are gonna really enjoy that one. Getting that out there, and that's gonna be a staple for us for a while anyway.
I
Like
like
cowboy
the
lemon.
smell, right? It's like a it's kind of floral, like orangey.
Yeah.
When you taste it, it's kind of got like a little bit of like chemish kind of flavor.
Yep.
about it, right?
Ken Dog, yep.
Yeah, and then it still leaves like that little bit of like
A lot of citrus
orangey-
in there
yeah,
too.
citrus.
as well.
Yeah.
Citrus, yeah.
To me, it like starts with the chem and then ends with the citrus, which is
Yeah.
kind of nice because
Yeah.
a lot of them go the other way, you know. And I like that you
Smells
linger with the
crazy
citrus.
good.
That's
Citrus.
nice. Yeah, for sure.
So, like, are you guys just restricted to selling it in New York?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Just New York.
Yeah, now in theory, so is everyone else. Not just the growers, but also the retailers, right? They're only supposed to be selling New York State grown flower.
Okay.
Supposed to be, I said, right? You know, who knows what's going on, but so it's supposed to be New York State products sold in New York State for New York State consumers is the goal right now, right? And that's what New York State and OCM are trying to do.
Gotcha.
Which is great, and I hope that they can really make sure that it all stays in New York State because I think that'd be wonderful, not just for building jobs and building an industry,
Right.
but just for boosting New York, which over the last decade has had some setbacks itself,
Oh, yeah.
right? I mean, you had a lot of people leaving New York,
Oh, yeah.
defecting, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So it'd be nice to be able to have a draw to bring people back in. That'd be great.
Here to save it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, when I go down to the city every like Thanksgiving, like Christmas time, and do work at my buddy's Christmas tree business. And there's dispensaries down there. None of them are legal,
Yeah.
but they're just pumping. I mean, everywhere you go, though,
Bro,
you
there's
just
like
walk
two
down the
on
street.
every block.
Yeah, it's on. There's some
crazy down
next
They
door
get
to each
closed
other.
down too. I heard they get closed down, then they're just reopened. in like a
So
couple days. Like,
not even a couple days, a couple hours. It's incredible. So there was last year one weekend I went down. There was a raid, and we were like, damn, because we were gonna go over and get a couple pre-rolls. They got nice
that
ones.
spot.
Yeah, I was like, damn, now I gotta go off the block.
Yeah.
So we have to go all the way, like, and there's nowhere to park. So once you have a parking spot, you're walking. So we walk up the couple blocks, and we go to the other spot, and it's shut down. I'm like, what the fuck? So we went and grabbed something to eat, and it was like, I don't know, 45 minutes, hour later, we come back, the place was open. I walk in, they barely had anything in there, but we got a couple pre-rolls that we were looking for, so it worked out for
How
us.
the hell do you even have anything? What?
So
Dude, they're everywhere.
When they
It's
had,
not
like,
like
a
a
box
corner
truck in
store,
the
dude.
back
It's like
where
they're
they're
that's what they
everywhere.
do. So
Gotta
once they
have a
get
hiding
shut,
hole, bro.
once they get shut down,
But
they
the fucking
take,
Jewish people, they come out of the fucking ground,
They
the fucking
take
weed stores
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
they take whatever's on the floor, they take it out, they arrest one person, they write them the ticket, the business opens up and someone else's
Yeah,
name.
Osama's cousin fucking opens up.
Crazy. It's crazy.
That is.
They have a whole system. They don't even care. It's worth
Jeez.
what they're making down
Oh my
there.
God.
Doing it
I
is
can
worth
only
the
imagine.
fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh yeah, they eat those fines,
Yeah.
bro.
It's like
With all the illegal
$1,500.
money they make, they
They're
eat
making
those.
that in an hour. It's non-stop, just rolling through the doors down there.
I did like the first time though when I went down there and like you could just smell weed while you're walking around. It
Everywhere.
used to never be like that, and then like all of a sudden you're just walking the streets of the city, fuck, it just smells like weed
Dude,
everywhere.
I was walking. I went with my buddy from up here. Comes down with me. We went Christmas shopping quick. He was fucking taking forever in the store, and I had joint. So I'm literally sitting out there, I'm like, fuck it, I just spark it up. And then like a cop walks out of a Subway, and I'm like, in my head, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
being
like,
old school, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, dang.
And he's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, what's up? And he just walks right by me. I'm like, man, this is so weird, but it's great. That's how it should be, though. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm just sitting there chilling.
No, we got. You want to hear a story? We got pulled over on our way back from Trumansburg for listen to this failure to dim. Right, failure to dim my headlights. By the way, my high beams weren't on.
Weren't even
No,
on.
but I have a Toyota 4Runner. I got outside of my other car. I got a 4Runner, and it's got like those neon lights, and they're kind of high. It's stop,
Yeah, I know
totally
exactly
stop.
what you're talking about,
But
yeah.
like people always flash me because of the height of the car. I think they think that I'm high beaming them, whatever. So the cop pulls us over. We're coming back from the Trumansburg Music Festival and for the Finger Lakes Canna put it on, and it was a cannabis and music private event, right? Outside, really beautiful little fairgrounds there, kind of like a dirt circle racetrack too. It was a nice spot. So we come back, car is full to the brim of plants and everything everything we got because we
Samples from
and
other
samples,
areas
yeah.
and stuff,
And when we go to trade shows, we actually in that 4Runner, I've got a 110 watt and then a 400 watt like inverter that comes stock where you can run a normal 120 volt plug. So we actually run grow lights in the car while we're driving. We have clones growing under grow lights in the car because we want to keep them. We want to keep them spry. You don't want them to be happy when we get because we travel hours for these trips.
Yeah.
So we don't want them to be drooping and sad, you know, whatever. So he pulls us over. Car's full, packed. This is 4Runner, big car too, full to the
Like
brim.
when you got plants in that quantity, like it smells like.
It
Oh,
smells.
Especially when they grow past a certain
Yeah.
point, like it smells
Yep.
like.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so like we talked to him for a few minutes and you know he kind of looks around. He knew for sure, and he didn't even ask any questions. He goes, "All right." He goes, "You guys have a good night." Like no
He's like,
worries.
I was chasing after this other car. I'm like in the passenger side because I had enjoyed myself at the festival, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn, I'm lit right now. I'm not even gonna look over in that direction.
Nope.
This guy's gonna have.
He's gonna field day with you if you had a
Yeah,
conversation
like,
with
no
him.
thanks.
Yeah, but like you can imagine a few years back. Like,
Yeah.
But like here we are, and we're good. He's like good. He's like just go get to your hotel because we were staying at a hotel that night because we wanted to linger at the music festival. So it was like just one of those
It's
things.
like 3 hours away.
Yeah, it was. And then we stayed in Horseheads or Elmira, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good area of New York. Actually, it's a beautiful area
Yeah.
down that way. Down like Southern Tier, right?
Yeah,
We call it
yeah,
Southern Tier.
so
Yeah.
it's cool.
The beer co.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Good
Beer
spot.
Co. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's get into a little golf, though. You guys are some
Yeah.
golfers.
It's talking a lot of weed.
What
Yeah.
courses? What courses do you guys play up normally? What's your normal course? Your home course?
Last year I was a member at McGregor up in like Gansport, Wilton.
Okay, McGregor Links up there. Yep,
McGregor
yep. That's a nice course.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I like that. I got to renew my membership. I'm planning on doing that again. Trying to stay up in the men's league.
Nice.
Because I did it in the fall. I didn't get it in time for the spring because I was kind of dealing with. First, I joined like a little bit later in the season, and then I had my son in June. So.
Oh, nice.
So
Congratulations.
congrats, shout out Carter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been there for last year, and I like the course a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice course. I played it a couple times for tournaments with work.
Okay.
I like a nice, obviously, open course. Get it out there a little bit.
Yeah.
They had one of the holes you could shoot the ball out of like a fucking potato gun or whatever. This
Oh,
thing
really?
was going like 400
In the
yards.
tournament?
Yeah, in the
Oh,
tournament.
okay.
It was great. You make like a $5 donation, you get it to go, boom. It was pretty dope.
I'm over at Mohawk Golf Club, so I've been
Okay.
there now 2 years. And the funny part is, I also prefer a wide open golf course,
Oh yeah.
and Mohawk is one of the tightest you can find.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I haven't played there yet.
Like I was telling Roger earlier when we were talking, I'm like, yeah, it forced me to have to like just not. I don't play long. I don't have that kind of power. I've only been golfing like seriously for like a year and like maybe 2 seasons.
Yeah, and even
So, like,
with that, like we've always just kind of like went out. and played,
Shape-
you know,
yeah.
like,
like,
we weren't like playing. for-
Shaping your shots for like
Yeah.
off the tee box for like a mid to even like a low handicapper is not gonna be able to go up and be like, oh, I need to start drawing this at like 240.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
no, I gotta start my fade, but I gotta start it at like 230. How am I gonna
No.
like? We're not that good to
No.
fucking play like.
Because of the course though being
That's
so
hard
tight
enough.
and me being an inexperienced player, I decided to join the league. Right. So the first season I was substitute. I played once or twice, but then I'm like I'm gonna join,
Mhm.
and it's a 2v2 format, right? And then we have different play styles each week. So, but having a partner made me have to be accountable So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna try to drive on a hole where I know I'm gonna
Right.
shank it and I'm over. I'm not gonna play my 4 when I've been duffing it all day. I'm gonna dial it back, play the 6. I have better contact, and I'll just play more consistently.
Shout out, don't get greedy, right?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
it.
Shout out,
Yeah,
don't
no
get
doubt.
greedy. Pat it, don't get greedy.
I think
Exactly.
Roger's
Yep.
first
Yep.
league year, he was fucking choking, man.
Awesome.
He couldn't
It's a
handle
yeah,
it.
but
The
you're-
pressure, man. He was like,
Awful.
"Oh, dude, I shot like 50."
Hey, I hit some
He's
skins
like,
though
"Oh, I
because
shot
I have
like
such a bad
52."
handicap. I made some money on some skins.
It's definitely
because,
different though. Like I was saying,
Oh, yeah,
we just
for
kind of
sure.
go out and play with like the homies.
Yeah,
So
you
we
guys
play
would
with a
love.
couple
I mean,
guys.
we got to set it up to get you guys to come down and play with us on a Sunday.
Love to.
Our leagues are our league that we're in is alright, dude. There's really not like there's only like a couple people where I just don't want to win. Like I can't let that
Yeah,
guy.
on our Friday league.
And
Yeah.
yet they always seem to win, don't they?
Always.
Yeah, I
Always.
know.
Well, because the one guy, it's just like you're just tired of seeing him make like 20-footer putts,
God damn.
30 footers,
Drop.
15 footers. Like he drives the ball like 220, I drive it like 270, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, birdie."
Missed you
It's
consistency.
just
Straight
finesse it. They
hit a
finesse it
driver
around the
3-wood to
greens.
fucking
They know how to play
15
those
feet,
holes.
and then
Yeah.
just made him birdie.
Well, that's it too, right? When you're a
Eat
member,
that guy.
like I got a lot of
Oh, I
guys that have been
definitely
members
saw
for
that.
30, 40 years,
Yep.
and like they just play the spots,
Know
and they
exactly how to
know
play
they know how
every
it's gonna play
nuance
out.
of every
Bro, they've been
hole.
playing that green longer than I've been alive.
Yep, for
They
sure.
he just drains putts the whole time. I'm like, bro, this is so dumb. Like,
Yeah, we used to like Stadium a lot. Stadium was a nice
I love
course.
dude, those
Stadium.
Now
greens
it's
are
closing.
huge.
Is it
Yeah,
closed
those are
now?
No, it's not.
Is
They
the-
were going to, and then I don't think
They
Are they
took
gonna
that
stay
cut.
open?
They're staying open.
Oh man, that's
Dude,
so
what a
that's
money,
great for the
what a
community.
money
I'm
for
really
these
happy
people.
about
play
that.
that was.
Yeah.
Yo, this is gonna be our last year. Come spend all your
I
money.
know. And they up
And
the
then they're like,
price
you know what?
and
Let's
all
just
that.
stay open
Yeah,
again.
that's a good one.
That's a good money
Yeah,
grab.
I do want to do a shout out to Colony Public Golf Course over up Pierce Road
Yep.
and Console,
Yep.
because I mean that's number one. They got 36 holes.
Yeah.
Now, like their
Yeah.
bunkers are more like rock traps.
Play
That's
tournament
fun.
before.
Yeah.
But it's a solid course. They threw me discounts when I was at Siena, so I always
Yeah,
appreciate
they always
that.
take care of their,
Yep.
their locals.
And also like that's where the inception of Healium happened. We were coming through at the tail end of that Colony course where we were playing over there, and then we talked about it, and like and then like again we talked about it when we were playing Schenectady Muni.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks later, we talked about it over there, and then like we just kind of started talking about it on these local courses, and Healium came about. We decided to go forward with it. Yeah, and then let's see, Mill Road's a nice one too.
Mill
We
Road's a
haven't
great
played-
par
We haven't
three.
played there in a while, but yeah, I would like to get over
That's a great
Exciting.
par 3.
there. Yeah.
Alright.
I used to play Hiawatha. Remember
Hiawatha, the good one, yeah.
That's not it. That's like
That closed.
developed, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they knocked that down. I remember I used to work up there, so when I first
Okay.
started, this was probably 6 years ago. It was like the last one of the last years it was open, and the guy charged me like $10. He goes, "Play as long as you want." I was the only person there. The grass, like you couldn't even really putt because the grass was like an
Oh,
inch
they
and a
had
half.
no-
Yeah, it was fucking
It's like
terrible.
$10. You take about
Yeah, I'm like, damn, man. I was like, all right, at least I'm out here swinging the club a little bit. There's a stick out there to aim at, I guess.
That used to be alright. It used to be like a nice,
Yeah.
basically par 3, a little bit longer.
Yeah, that place used to punt, man.
And also shout out Mohawk River, Mohawk
Yeah.
River Golf Club,
No,
golf course. We played there so many times, and
I'm playing Sunday.
Oh, you're playing there Sunday?
Yeah.
Is that what we're going
just
on?
Juan's
Sunday?
family.
I didn't know if it was there at Eagle Crest.
Yeah.
No, Eagle Crest is walking
Yeah, I saw
over.
Eagle Crest
Yeah,
is
fuck
opening for
that.
Friday and
The
Saturday.
Eagle Crest Van Patten are open, but the
We've just been sitting down for
walking
3
over.
months waiting for golf season. You're gonna walk 18 my first round of the
Yeah,
year.
it's gonna be wet. Man.
Yeah, our buddy Juan from high school, his family either owns or is like management level affiliated with Mohawk River,
Okay.
and they do a really nice job.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
nice little
yeah,
course.
they do a really great job.
Yeah,
But
they
the
brought that up a lot.
Yeah,
too, I
they-
feel like.
yeah.
Made it a little bit
They've
nicer.
definitely elevated that course, and I'll tell you the one danger there though is not actually the danger; it's just the rough. If you're in the rough, you might as well forget looking for that ball. Like I don't know if it's the way the grass goes or something, but like how many
Yeah,
balls have we
definitely
lost?
lose.
You just like, and they should be findable. You
Right,
watch
right.
it, you
You
watch.
watch it go.
Like, oh,
and
there
keep
it is,
fine.
just
I
right
hate
there.
those type of
Can't-
courses.
But you'll lose 5 of
Just
them.
eating
Like-
balls,
Yeah,
killing your
Eat 'em up.
scorecard. You know it's in
Eat 'em up.
play.
You're like, yo, I know
Like,
this.
that was
I
not
watched
that
this
bad
land right here.
shot.
Where the hell
Right.
is it?
Somewhere.
Where the hell is it?
Exactly.
Dude, I struggle sometimes out of rock, bro. I can only imagine how fucking higher handicaps do out of
Yeah,
it.
I
I
hate-
can't
I hate the
fucking.
fucking
I
rock.
suck at it.
The one thing I implemented recently, which actually took a couple strokes off my game, if I land in the rough, anywhere in the rough, doesn't matter how far I am from the pin, I'm not taking anything lower than a 6 or 7. Like
Not gonna risk
anything,
it.
like if I take the 4 or the 5, even the 6 in most situations, if I'm buried, I'm not gonna.
The Lord
I'm not gonna get out.
Yeah.
Like, and for me, as like a high handicapper, right? A high handicapper, right? I'm like a 32 handicap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know, right? But like,
Bro,
that's what the pro.
32?
Yeah, Rick Walcott talked about.
He
Yeah.
just started. He's 2 years in. That's what, dude. That's what I
Okay,
was.
I
Well,
was
and
like,
also,
really?
I am,
Did you say
I'm,
32?
I am super honest.
Is
with
it like
my, with my
20 is like
smoke.
100 though, right? Like around 20,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, something like that. So I'm super honest
that's not
about it, but it helps me to be super honest because when I play league, I get
Yeah.
2 or 3 strokes on every hole.
Yeah.
So it
yeah.
helps me and my partner out too.
Yeah,
So like,
he's getting skins like out here.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Singing, he's gonna start. He's
if
like,
my,
oh, you
my
guys
car
sing
something
with
with
fuck
like 2
yeah.
strokes, I just birdied it,
Yeah.
or I, or eagled it. You
That's
know?
when they come out on the
Next
first
year
hole
they're
and
gonna
they
be like,
strike
wait.
it, right? And you're like, you're getting how many strokes on this?
Yeah.
Oh, some of the guys they give me those like. They'll be like, how many strokes does he get here? You know, but then they'll see me like top a ball twice in a row. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I
right.
did, I did a
But then if
like
I
that
par something,
once
like-
where like I had to give somebody 2 shots on one hole, and I was like, yo, this is dumb. Like,
Yeah. It's
absolutely
it's tough.
not giving a
It's
guy
tough.
2 strokes on this.
But
par
over the
4.
course of 9 or 18,
Right,
you start
you'll
to realize
talk-
why
but,
people
like-
get the strokes.
Right, because there'll be a hole where it'll be like a par 4, like 350 or something. I'll get
Yeah.
like a 4, and they get like an 8 because they just hacked all
Yeah.
around. But
Yeah.
then you go to the par 5, I'm giving him 2. He makes a eagle albatross.
You're
He
giving
makes
him
a
2
birdie
and 100
albatross.
You're probably giving him 2 and 120 off the tee too.
Yeah, on a par 3, and give him 2 shots. These dudes putting from the fucking green for 1.
That's on our Fridays. Sundays, what we do is we got the 8 guys, and then we just play our round. Whole names, pull a card. So say you have an ace, whoever else has the other ace, that's your teammate. Combine the scores,
Okay.
and winner takes the money. It's pretty. It's a kind of a later, dude. It's It can work out great as long as everybody's honest. You know, certain times we had some issues in the past, so it turned into a little bit of an argument certain times and shit like that.
Oh,
so.
you should see our group chat about gimmies. This guy, oh my god.
Yeah, no more gimmies. No more
No,
gimmies.
if you spend over $200 on your putter, putt it.
Yeah.
Putt it. I
I
don't
like it.
understand it. I don't understand it. You went out and got a Scotty Cameron, and
You're
then
not
you're
gonna
worried
putt that?
about a 2-foot putt. Putt it.
Putt that shit.
Putt
Dude,
it.
eventually in a round, if you make somebody that you're playing with every single hole putt those 2-footers and 3-footers,
A stroke or two.
I guarantee you it's at least
Oh,
a
yeah.
stroke or
Yeah.
2 that he's gonna miss
Especially
throughout
if
the
you're
18
apart, where we
holes.
play.
Easily
It's
gonna
like-
get a stroke or 2.
That is like I
Loss.
said. You spend that amount of money on a club, take that shit out.
You
Especially got a good deal on mine. What kind of putter you got?
I
I
get
got
like
that
big-
Nike Ignite.
there's like
Nike Ignite.
gimmies, you know what I mean, where it's like okay, you literally
It's not- it's
can't
like
miss
You can't
it.
half a
You know
foot.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, take it, but like you're talking 2-3 foot on like a little bit of an incline or something.
Yeah.
You see, Evans also, you see,
Absolutely.
Evans like he likes to get the value out of his round too, right? So he didn't want to like rush off. For me, since I'm kind of new to the game, I guess like I'm a little bit more concerned about like getting played up on.
Yeah.
So if people are behind me, I'm like,
I
give
know
me,
the
give me,
feeling.
like let's move on. And
Yeah,
Evan's
I know
like,
the
we
feeling.
paid to be here too. Like no, we're taking our time.
It's
Like,
not like we're going that.
Yeah.
We ain't going that slow. It's just-
oh,
We ain't going
you guys haven't seen me golf.
when you're waiting for a 32 handicap, you know, that just slows you up a
Slows
little
it down a
bit.
little
Right.
bit.
But at that point, they understand. You're playing on a muni or something because of shit.
And a lot of times too, that's because like we're playing up on somebody in front of us, so it's like we're not gonna just. I don't want to have to drive and then sit at my ball for, 10 minutes.
Right.
And wait. I'd rather just wait
Right.
to tee off until they're clear. You know. What I mean?
Yeah, you're trying to get a hole in where you just stay in the grooves the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of like hitting into people and trying to like.
When you're sitting around, it does suck.
It does.
As long as you got
Sometimes.
beers or something else, and
Yeah.
you're
I think it's
right.
worse in between.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a
When
spot where you get to where it's
start-
like, yo, you know my
when
next
you
swing
hit your
is
drive
gonna
and
be
you're
fun.
ready and you know what you're gonna hit next. Like
It's
having to
cold.
sit there and then think about
Sucks.
it.
Sitting there waiting.
It's like, nah.
And you know
I
the
need
shot
to-
you're supposed to hit. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I
Yeah,
gotta
you've
play
been
this
waiting
right
so
side.
long.
I've already thought about it 15
Yeah.
different ways and fuck it up,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you know that
The
shot
longer
is
you wait, the
gonna
more
be
chance you have
shit.
to fuck it up.
That's definitely, I feel like that plays a lot.
That's when I
It's
pull,
just
like, hit a
overthinking
5
shit.
iron, like, bump and run. I'm like a par 3, like, 170. I know this shot's gonna suck, so I'm just gonna play this bump and run 5 iron.
Play it down.
That's
The
aggressive.
bump and run saves me as a high handicapper. Like bump and
I
run,
like
like
going
if
bump
I'm
and
like 35, 40 yards out, I'll look at my 9, I'll be like, or my 8, I'll be like, yeah, like okay.
Depends
And
on the
elevated
green you're working
tee, I'll
with.
be like, yeah, bump and run, like
Yeah.
Roger would have went full 60,
Because-
trying to make it look amazing,
Yeah,
and then flop it like 5
Well, exactly.
yards.
But then I grab my
I can't do
my
that.
Sandy, my
I put
60,
that
and I
away.
just spray it. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Oh,
well,
skull it or something.
should have bumped.
I would do a bump and run all day over like a 60, dude. I've done that way too many times.
I
Yeah,
can't
what-
explain.
I'm a 60
what-
guy.
what
I'm
if
gonna
it's
drop it.
Anywhere 60 around the green. He's like, yo, we'll flop this. I'm like,
That's like Paul. He's
I
like,
can't
yo, I
wait.
got my flop
Can't
shot.
wait to
He's
see
like,
it.
Dude.
yeah.
So the way my driveway is, I literally practiced like with the 60 degree, just flopping it back and forth over the driveway like it was water I was going over.
Yeah.
So now I'm to the point where literally I'm like, I can just use the 60 and I'll fucking hit full swing, and people are like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, you're gonna kill somebody. And sometimes I hit, a line drive, but most of the time I do halfway decent.
His we have maybe in infamy memorialized one of his 60-degree wedges. We have like a kind of like a cliff.
I'm
on our
sticking
property.
with the 56.
Yeah.
I've done too
Yeah.
many where I just like shoot that.
This year's my first year with a 60, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Dude, like 90 yards, dude.
we had like a
Dude,
Viking ceremony
straight
for
shot.
his 60-degree. We kind of outdoor. We had our 80 plants outdoor, and we had like a little bit
Yeah,
of
you-
cliff.
You're talking about chucked clubs per round. Like
Yeah.
we saved that for some like ritual shit.
Yeah,
There
we
you go.
did.
Chuck that shit
We
with
lit up a
your
little
bits.
bit, and then we threw this one. He threw it
That's
as far
awesome.
as he could off the cliff, and it'll lie there forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get ready to wrap this up though.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys coming out. Last question I got for you. What's your favorite club in your bag?
Believe it or not, for me, it's probably my 56 or my Gap 52. Yeah, I really usually not the simulator last time, but usually.
The simulator is tough to chip over there.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Yep.
Stuff. I think I like my 9 iron because I can do. That's usually my bumper.
The versatile club, right?
I can hit like solid like 130, 140 shot with that. Kind of drop it if I need to from a little way out.
Nice.
But I stick to the 9.
Yeah. How about you, Raj?
I'm a 7 iron.
That was my 7.
7.
Classic.
That's kind of, I'm the same with with what you do with the 9. I can do with the 7. I can kind of bump and run it. I can hit it long. I can keep it low. It's the most versatile club.
Could
in
you
my
play a
bag.
whole round with a 7 iron? Have you?
Maybe.
I probably
That-
could.
That would be the club. I mean, I feel like if you
Yeah.
had to
You
take
know,
club,
it's-
it'd be
that would
You
be
gotta
my
do a
club.
club. It's gotta be
Yeah.
a 7.
So we do an impossible pin tournament every year up at 4 clubs, impossible pin. So it's putter, and then I fight for
Oh,
my
that's
7
tough,
iron, but everybody always wants to use the 6 iron. I hit my 7 iron like, I don't know, 170, 180.
nice.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So I prefer to use it. They're like, no, you can't hit it that far. You can't hit it that far. But this past year I actually can hit it that far. I don't know what happened. Before it was 150 yards.
Right.
This past year I came out. I was with him one day. I'm like, Jam, hit my my 9 iron's going like 150 now. I used to go like 120. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I did different. I still haven't figured it out.
So start
Same-
swinging
same
harder.
It's working though.
Yeah, same clubs and everything. No clue what happened. And
Yeah,
then
remember that you were like a little short a couple years ago, and then you were like, "Yo, now I'm hitting this club this far now."
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? My driver's
Hey,
still.
you make better contact now. You swing a little bit harder.
It's a
Like
little bit
that's all
different.
you need.
Confidence.
You got
Yeah.
the muscles,
Mojo.
so I mean, you don't have to fight that often. You get more of that like muscle
Yeah,
memory.
and I play 5-6 days a
What my
week, so
favorite
at that
club
point.
is.
That point I'm out there quite a bit. So where can everybody find you guys and look for some of your cowboy lemonade? Because this shit smells great, smoked great. Appreciate this.
Yeah, sure. So you're gonna be able to find us at Legacy on Central Ave,
Okay.
and we're gonna talk to Upstate Canna too. We've been talking to them for a while. They carried our bomb, so Upstate Canna, they've got their Union Street spot. Really great people over there. Donald, the owner, his best friend Garrett there, and yeah, they got good people. And maybe some other locations too here pretty soon. But you can also
Awesome.
find us at Healium_Co on Instagram, right?
Just Healium Co.
What is it? Just
Helium
Helium Co
Co.
now. We can
Helium
drop
Co,
the
yeah.
underscore. So Helium Co. It's HEALIUMCO. Helium Co. And if it's you may have to type the whole thing out because we get shadow banned every other
Yeah,
week.
I forgot to talk about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we got the bombs
and-
too on our website, healiumcollective.com.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Be great.
Awesome.
Thanks for the time.
No, absolutely. Appreciate you guys coming on. We'll get you guys back on when we get a little bit closer to the tournament.
Let's get out for some golf.
Get out, yeah, definitely get out for some golf once this weather
Great
warms
good
up.
content out there. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the
Oh, yeah, we
golfers
love to
smoking
do
the
that.
Yeah,
fucking-
get some good content out there.
Yeah.
Smoking,
Sure.
chilling.
We got the clubs too, so we can go over to each in our clubs and go hit and
Yeah.
get
Let's
some
do
guest
it.
passes.
Let's do it. Sounds good. Sounds good. Appreciate you guys coming on once again. Check them out at heliumcompany.com.
Later.
Later.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.